Good afternoon. So a way of assessing what we have done or the area we have covered so far since we started the journey of cybersecurity, we actually started from understanding the Windows security itself, because we do know that it is important you understand that your Microsoft window has a lot of what? Security features. And when we are talking about internet space security, we must prioritize the software that ensure the computer usage, which is the Microsoft Windows. So far, so good. I want to believe every one of us here now know that as a cybersecurity expert or advisor or consultant, you should know how to set up the system security with any of those tools that we have explained so far. But as we know, the protection of the internet is not just on the Windows security. It also involves stopping those that we want to break into systems without proper what? Authorization, without permission. And as a matter of fact, that is one of the highest what? Threats. That is one of the highest threats. There are a lot of individuals out there, their job or their work or their activities is to just to calculate and analyze vulnerabilities of different systems, different network that they can take advantage of and exploit the system. So you and I, as cybersecurity experts, we are also expected to understand how these guys break into what? Systems. Why? So that we can be used to apprehend them, so that we can advise organization to be smarter than what? Them. So that we can guide organization to be ahead of what? Attackers. That is all. That is the reason why we should learn ethical what? Hacking or penetration testing. But before we dive into it properly, there are processes we need to follow. There are certain fundamental skills we need to have. There are prerequisites. We need to understand certain things, how some things work, before we can learn the ways, before we can mimic the ways of the bad guys on the internet. A disclaimer: the essence of this entire training, as the name implies, ethical hacking. It does not mean what? Offensive what? Hacking. I want you to search the meaning of ethical, or if you know it already, can you tell us what is the meaning of ethical? Can anybody help us with the definition of ethical or ethics? Nobody? A good way. good way to society. Please, somebody should check on Google and read it out loudly so that we know what we are here for. Oh yeah. Somebody should search. Just type on Google, what is ethical? Before we look at the meaning of hacking. What is ethical? Who has find it? Doing what is right. I need a comprehensive definition. Read it out to let the whole world hear it. Ethical means doing what is morally right. Good. Doing what is what? Morally what? Right. Does that defeat offensive? Does it mean you have to do what will offend another fellow human being? So once you practice this field in a way that you begin to offend another person, you are no longer what? In this field. You have probably switched to the other side, which comes with a lot of what? Repercussions. Every nation has rules that guide what happened on the internet space. So I would advise us we go and research on our Nigeria or any country you want to travel to, their cyber what? Security what? Rules or laws. So that you know the parameter at which you can do some things. It's very important. So that you don't go there and start claiming you are a cyber security expert, so you have the privilege to trespass. No. All right, so I'm going to walk us up to 9 sections. 9 sections. How many sections is this? Section 1. Why I have to tell you so you know the journey we are starting now. 9 good sections, if not 10 sections, before we can say we are done with the training. And each of these sections has focus. There are subtopics, there are main topics. So the first section is what? Overview. That is what this session is all about. So what I'm going to do is to view it in our full screen view so that we can all see it very well. So I want you to pay attention while you are taking your notes. It's not necessary that you take all the notes, but you should be able to pin down some important information within each slide to enable us move faster. So what are we expected to learn in this section 1, which is about overview? It's like giving a close-up view of what ethical hacking and even cybersecurity is all about. So we are going to look at the current cybersecurity markets. So I'm going to be working with the statistics that does not reflect today because this is a data that has been taken some years back. So I will give you an assignment to go and research more, comparing what I'm going to give you to what is out there now, so that you can be informed. Being informed in this field is very important. It's very, very important. We are also going to look at cybersecurity salary potential. That will make you to have some, to develop your interest in going deeper now that you know that it's very lucrative. We're going to know an average salary as far back 2021 is when it has not even become this popular. What people were collecting. Now you not compare it with now. So you can see the reason why it's trending. One of the influential factor of individuals wanting to become cybersecurity experts is because of what? It's lucrative. The salary is very high. And I'm going to prove it to us why the salary of cybersecurity experts are very what? High compared to other domains in technology. We are also going to look at the common method of hacking. Like I said, you need to know how the black hat hackers break into system so that you can sell their secret to who? To your employer. That is what you'll be paid for. Selling the secret of the bad guys that will make them to take proactive what? Step to put certain things in order and save them from that damage. We are also going to look at 3 types of hackers. So from here, you will not decide which one you want to be after explaining them. Well, you have no choice as far this is concerned, this student is concerned, to stick to one of them. You can only decide on the other one if you live here, not within our supervision. You are mandated to stay on one. We are also going to look at the 4 elements of security. What are the pillar? What every security personnel must know, whether we are securing the cyberspace or even the physical space. There are 4 elements we need to understand. Not understanding them automatically makes you not fit in the field. Every field have their technicality. Am I correct? Every field have their peculiarity. You need to know. When you are in a field, you need to find out what it entails. We're also going to look at the differences between what ethical hacking and cybersecurity. You know, it's confusing sometimes. If I ask one of you now, what is the difference? How will you differentiate it? What they show to you is what you register for. What do you know what you register for? Not what? Ethical hacking. Hope you are aware. Are you aware? Yeah, so what is the difference? Are there any differences? Yes. So you now know the differences, have you? Okay, we'll look at that to know whether, because I know most adverts, they are scared to advertise hacking so that government does not come after them. In case you don't know, government can send somebody to register here to know whether we are teaching offensive hacking. In case you don't know. Pay for the person, go through the class, and submit the information. For the very blessed day. In fact, that day will not even be a blessed day. Because that day cannot be a blessed day. They will just walk in here and withdraw your license. So that is the reason why you see institution cannot teach you. They can teach you the ways of the bad guy, but they cannot teach you to become the bad guy. So it's a proverb. So those of you that want us to show you how to break into UBA or GTB, don't expect that from here. I'll pass my message. We will teach you the ways, how the bad guys operate. That training is not here. Nobody saying you should teach us well, actually, are you teaching us how to hack? How to hack? Good. See, hacking is hacking, whether offensive or defensive. What differentiates it? What differentiates the hacking is, do you have permission? Are you with me? Once you do not have permission, then you are now performing what? on ethical what? Hacking. So the hacking we are going to teach you here is the hacking with permission. Are we getting it now? A hacking with permission. For example, now we are going to set up a lab, a virtual lab. That virtual lab is to cage all of you to practice in one place that is safe, so that you will not break into people's system while you are learning. It's compulsory. You cannot practice hacking. You cannot practice hacking outside the space. So we are all limited. So there are machines that have been made vulnerable. These machines on the global platform, they are open for everybody to go in and steal things. But when you live here now, that decision, whether you want to practice within that machine, that workspace, is no longer ours. But we will tell you, if you do outside that place, they catch you. If they bring you here, we will nail you. We'll tell them we don't know you. So that is just the way. Let's continue. So I think we have clarified it now, the kind of hacking you are practicing here.
But would you teach us how to protect ourselves?
The ways of the bad guys is what you are learning, right? The bad guys, before they start anything hacking, they will first of all mask themselves. That is what? Protecting, right? You are learning almost everything. But the only thing is that it's coming under the umbrella of what? Defensive. And you are practicing within a confined environment. So don't get it wrong. No government will want to institute a training that will even create menace when they are even trying to what? To curb them. So we're also going to look at what? Ethical hacking versus what? Penetration what? Testing. Then, of course, the job opportunity, there are things you can search on your own. So let's quickly start the process. So we are starting with cybersecurity what? Markets. Why are you here to learn this program? Is there space for you? Do you think when you are done with the training, somebody will employ you? Do you think there are vacancies? You're going to find that now. That is what we want to discuss under what? Cybersecurity what? Markets. So let's look at some facts that will reveal the market scope to us. Because this is the best way we can know whether there is space, whether my service will be what? Demanded or not. Let's look at some worldwide what? Facts. A hacker attack what? Happens every what? You should know that for a fact. Every 39 seconds, there's an attack happening somewhere. So in a day, I want to tell me how many attacks do you think could have happened? Where are the mathematicians here? Let's say on the average of every 1 minute, we have how many 39 seconds? 1. Right? So how many minutes are in a day? So how many attacks happen in a day? Good. Now, if I ask you now, do you think just knowing this, just knowing this, tells you and I that there are companies that will be looking for us to protect them or help them to protect their system? It's a question. Do you think that there are companies out there that want to protect their system, that want to make sure that they stop the hackers? Yes or no? That means there is space for you. That is just the fact I want you to understand. So this is something that happens all the time. Let's look at another fact. Since COVID-19, what is FBI? Federal what?
reported what? 300% increase from the way, that's what, prior 2019. The security threats. All of a sudden, after 2019, increased by what? That is almost what? Times 3 of what it used to be. So which means that what? That has also created what? More what? Job what? Opportunity. People that were not taking their domain security serious, now that the threat has risen, they will not see need to hire. So you can see the reason why when you go to UK, US, other places where they value their data, where most of their data are stored on the internet, they don't joke with what? The security of their data. You know, I don't want to mention the country. This part of the country, they have not seen any reasonable need for what? Hiring cyber what? Security experts. I don't want to mention the country. They have not worked, they have not, in fact, they are still sleeping. Rather, they will go after what? They will go after arresting those people, putting them in one place, instead of taking a proactive step to stop them. And do you know how much they use in funding where they keep those people? If they tell you the billions of naira that they will have saved if they could stop them. I don't know if somebody is with me. For example, now, why will you even leave your door open and then create room for thieves? When they come, you catch them and go and build. What's the name of that place where they used to keep them? Build prison. You know, hire the service of what? Those people, you have to be protecting them also, protecting the criminal, cooking food for them to eat. Why can't you save that money, put the system in place in a way that they will not be able to what? To exist. That is what the developed world does. They make sure that what? The loopholes are not there. A parent that wants to train his or her child not to steal will not be dropping 1,000 naira on the table. You are tempting the child now. Okay, it's test. One day now, the test will enter the other way around. It's better you hide the money than to create room, because the child will just go over there and say, this thing is not paper. How does it look like? Let me just look at it. So that's what we are saying. So this report makes some country, organization, individual to sit up. Those that were thinking that once I have a website and then people will just be filling the form, I'll be putting the data inside. They woke up and begin to what? Hire the service of what? Cybersecurity what? Professionals. 43% of cyber attack target small what? This report was 20 what? Just go and research today. Just imagine as far back what I'm giving you now. What to know? That means what? These 300 now will have increased to what? 500. This is just a benchmark. The report we can rely on. That's why I decided to use it. Now, can anybody tell us why this attack happens to small businesses? Overconfidence. What do I have? How much do we have in our account that we want to protect? This is the mentality of these small businesses. But how much are we generating that I will go and hire a cybersecurity expert that will collect 1 million in a month? This is their mentality. That is why they are most happy. So now let's bring it to you and I. Do you know that your Facebook, there are some of us that have not taken steps to activate two-step verification? How many of us have done that? Some of us. What do I have there? Am I a celebrity? I'm nobody. Let me tell you what we are doing there today. By the time you blow now, you'll be surprised at what? Internet is a dustbin. They will bring it out and show you like this. That is one thing you must know. So right now, whatever you are doing, whatever you are posting, be mindful of it. When you become governor tomorrow, your opponents We go and dig it and bring it. Someday you are dancing in the club. Look at you. You want to be governor of a state. That will weaken you. But you may not know. But now you are just posting because you are not projecting your future. You wear half skirt, you post it. Tomorrow now you become pastor. And then when you start preaching, somebody will bring you, look at the person preaching. No, but that one is normal. The person will have repented. So that will no longer validate the person. So that is the concept. That is what the reason. People don't take advantage. Even this part of the country, I don't want to mention their name. This is their mentality. I beg you. No, nobody will steal our data. The only place they protect is their central bank. If I tell you how many billion they spend in fact, people like you, when you finish learning now, that's the kind of place you go and look for job. They will take you sharp. If you have other degree qualification, not just ICT qualification, you know road, you have connection. That is where they don't joke with this. Even banks, all these oil companies, they don't joke with us because they can pay. If you tell them that per month your salary is 1 billion, in as much you are protecting 100 billion, they can afford it. 95% of breach records comes from where? Poor industry. Now I want to open your eyes so that you know where do you think you should be looking for a job when you graduate. That is where they are experiencing more what? Attack. They are the one that will value you now. If you go to my village now and say, what you want to look for, who will hire you? Nobody will hire you because you better you look for where an attack, major attack happening that have valuable information to protect. These are people that will want to hire you. What are these industries? Government. This is the target of the bad guys. Because they know that sometimes when they target those small businesses, is 1 + 1 mathematics. That's what they use there. 1 + 1. So the idea is that if I'm able to hack 10 small businesses that have data that worth, let's say 1 million. That is how many million? 10 million, right? Then for me to try to break into a big company that have higher cybersecurity experts that will be blocking all the attack. In fact, it can take them 1 year. They have not been able to go through. Is it not better they just take this 1 million easily from 20 people? That is why they are most happy. Government, retail, tech, financial institution. Approximately, as of this year, 6 trillion is expected to be spent globally on what? Cybersecurity. Trillion. So at that time, but now it's multiplied, if not by 3. So these are just some facts that I want you to know so that you know the field you are is very lucrative. You make money if you position. But please, there is also moral aspect to it. Do you want me to explain it? Having the skill alone cannot give you the breakthrough. Yes. Having just the skill alone cannot give you the breakthrough. Can I particularize it? Why do you want to know? Go and research. Having the skill alone cannot give you that job that will make you to make money. Okay. Let's say you are the central bank manager, you, auntie. If I dress low waist, let's say my bet is here, and I come and I wear this kind of cap, dreadlock everywhere, and a tattoo everywhere on my body, and I come and say, I'm a cybersecurity expert. I can protect your system. Please, will you employ me? That's why I said moral is there. You must have character because things have to do with trust. You are trying to protect. You can bring the threat itself inside because you are not. You can bring the threat itself inside. Somebody that claims want to come and help you to protect your system, you look at him head to toe. So that this person can he be trusted? That is immoral. Be disciplined. Just make sure that what you are corporate. Don't behave anyhow. Dress well. Be responsible. Then add this key to it. These are the people that companies are looking for. Once you show up for interview, they are scanning you, but you may not know. So cybersecurity, we are still on the facts. So unfilled, that was space that still remaining for this year. Unfilled cybersecurity jobs worldwide reach what? 4 million. That is what put a space that are looking for people to what? To fill up. But I can tell you for a fact that at the moment, it has exceeded this, if not times 3. Not in this part of the world, though. If God help you, you catapult. You will see the way every left and right, they are looking for data analysts, they are looking for cybersecurity experts, left and right.
Okay, so I still, we talked about this, but so online, most of our people who are there, they go around them to practice it.
Yes, your research. That's what I wanted to say now. What is causing it? I think I need to pause this aspect. Hold on, let me pause this. Upgrading. I want to believe that challenges are beginning to make our country to upgrade. For example, now, it is now compulsory from next year now. I think so. Next year now, all WAEC will be written what? They will be computer based. I mean, yes, WAEC exam will be computer based. No more paper. Now, this is it. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. It means that they are on the right track. I give it to them on that one. I give it to them on that one. You know what they have to do now? Because those developed countries, they make it compulsory for everybody, even at secondary, primary school, to be computer literate. That's why you see it is difficult for you to compete with those people, because when they were in primary school, learning what all this that you are coming here to learn at this age, they have finished learning most of them. It's part of them. But here now, at least since everybody wants to use computer to write exam, it means that they want everybody to become what? Computer literate. So they will also put things in order. So let's hope that it helps us in the nearest future. Only 5% of company folders are what? Probably what? Protected on the average. When we say company folder, a company website has a folder, right? On the internet, holding its what? Data. And we are saying that out of all the websites you know, only 5% of them. So you see the reason why the black hat hackers are making money in a bad way, because there are a lot of vulnerabilities. So they know all these things. They know. That is why they are still there. And that is why we are coming up to apprehend them. Let's look at the 3 types of hackers. This is where you are going to decide. And I say one is, in fact, you're not deciding now. You don't have a right to decide. I will tell you the one you must. You don't have rights. You're right. You tell me the law that explains it. Now, white hat. This is where I belong to. These are the good guys. Ethical hackers. Legal hackers. Authorized what? Hackers. Use their skill, their hacking skill, for what? Please let me read that please now. For what?
For defensive purposes.
Everything you are learning, please make sure that it's for what? Defensive. If you don't want to use it for defensive, if they catch you and put you in that room that you don't know the difference between night and day, you are your own. Black hats, bad guys. Don't go there. They are also known as what? Malicious what? Attackers. What do? They use their skill for illegal or malicious purposes. Malicious purposes. Then we have in between gray hats. good or what? Bad. Depending. So let's read further and know what will make it to be good or bad. Depending on the situation. Typically, self-proclaimed ethical hackers who are interested in hacker tools. I have them in my other class. And I hope I will not have them in this class. Don't tell them in case you are their friend. Every now and then they ask me, sir, give me one tool now. I say, see it now?
No, I'll just ask you now.
Just for come and put your face here, record it. Come out. Come, I'll allow you to come and put your face here. I'll measure your name, your village, your daddy's. So their work is, so when you see them in this kind of training, they are always in hurry. Before you see that they stop, they won't be coming again, because what brought them is to get the tools. They don't want to be trained. They just want to get that tool and start doing bad things. So when you say it's a 6-month program, they are in hurry. They will leave. And that is one of the reasons why I've told them there that if anybody is for this program, please let the person pay more than 60%. That's why most of them are here. You pay everything at once. Because once you enter here and you are that type that want to, and we re-educate you that it's not true, no, this place is for legal hacking. You want to leave, forfeit your money and go. We are okay. Which of the tools? Let me. So let's quickly go to the 4 elements of what? Security. So this is not just cybersecurity. If you go to the military, domain, all those police, whatever, they are used to these terms. That is why you see that what they keep secret a lot. Have you not find out that a policeman will never reveal their next target, even to their own brother, to their own mother? They keep secrets. Normally, if not that the way there's corruption. You will see that when they want to go and attack Boko Haram in one local government, there is somebody among them that have told them that we are coming this way. That's why they always finish them. Some people are leaking. But in a recent, you don't leak what? The secrets. They keep secrets. Everything has to be confidential. So all attacks are on what? Attempt to breach what? Computer system security. That is what you are indirectly saying. The system has security structure and somebody want to breach it. Somebody want to force itself inside without proper what? Authorization. So security consists of 4 basic elements: confidentiality, authenticity, integrity, availability. So a way of citing different activities that could lead to any of these elements is what I've explained here. So with denial of service, DOS attack, a hacker attacks the availability element of a system and what? Network. That scenario that I gave the other time. You deliberately left your door open and thief now enter. You are now shouting thief so, thief so. Who gave them access in the first place? You made the room available for them. You are supposed to deny them. That is exactly what the company expects you when they employ you tomorrow. And let me say this. If you claim you are an ethical hacker, you are employed, and an attack still happen, they will sack you. Sack you. You are supposed to be proactive because you have learned it, right? You have registered and you have graduated from learning the ways of the bad guys. So you shouldn't wait until they launch their attack. They actually hire you for proactive what? Measure, not when it has finished happening, that is where you set up committee. And that is what one country is good at. After they kill 1 million people, they will set up committee. Committee will not be going there. What are they doing? People have gone. Go to the last country. They put camera everywhere. They analyze threats every day. They know what poses stress and what attack it on time. They save life. They make it mandatory. Every building must have what? CCTV camera. So that if they are robbing in one building and they destroy their camera, they will get the fat from what? The neighboring what? Building. See the logic. Once the thieves know that if they shoot one camera, maybe the particular house they want to attack, the next house camera is capturing them, they will be careful. They will not even want to. And those countries, they don't allow you to hustle and get the money to buy it. They supply you free, then there will be money from your salary. They make it compulsory. That's how it works there. Even this electricity now, once you enter house now, is there, start using. You like consume 1 million, it's being recorded. Every month, the company you are working with, they are linked to the government. So every month, there is certain percentage of your consumption that will be deducted, even the gas used for cooking. So everybody live well. Nobody will say, I don't have 1,002 to feed gas. Go and drink garden. Eat first, then the money will deduct it later when you start working. That's why they are living well. That is one benefit of going over there. That is why you see most people prefer being slave because of this enjoyment than being in a place where they want to buy simple, common things that they need. They don't have money now. They start borrowing. And these days, now nobody even want to borrow you money. The big man will even start complaining before you even ask. So these 4 elements are very important. We understand them practicing this field. Stealing password or other data is what? Confidentiality attack. You are attacking someone what? Confidentiality. Somebody have trust that this password is for me to protect, and you are now stealing it. These flipping attack are what? Consider what? Integrity attack, because the data may have been what? Tampered with in transit or within the original what? System. MAC address spoofing is an authentication what? Attack. What is MAC address? Media access control. That is the full meaning of that word, MAC, media access control. That is one means of identification almost every system has. Outside what? IP address. That is why once the black hat hacker want to hack, just like the picture you are seeing on the screen, are you seeing the person's face? They will what? They will block the MAC address of their own system, block the IP address of their own system. That is where they brought idea of this VPN you are hearing. These are ways of remaining what? Untraced. That's the first thing they do. They even have a browser, which we are going to learn. They have a browser that whatever they are doing on that browser cannot be traced. So they will not browse with this your normal browser. They will install that browser. Anything you do on that browser cannot be traced anywhere. So you see, all these things are things we are going to be revealing so that when you are employed tomorrow, you tell the company that, there is need for us to protect because these boys cannot be traced. They have a browser that they use. Because when you are counseling them and they are proving to you that there is no need, I don't think you sound all these things to them. Don't think that we are going to arrest the person and retrieve the 5 billion that the person must have stolen. They have a browser that they use that cannot be traced. I beg, put everything in order. They'll be scared. You need to be telling them. So this program is about being informed. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to practice white hacking, it's about being informed, the ways of the bad boys, as well as you can counsel and organize training for the company staff so that they will stay up to date. Now, let's quickly talk about some ethical hacker terminology. There are terms that we need to understand in this field. So you cannot claim that you are an ethical hacker and you don't know what is called threats. Just imagine you go for an interview and they ask you as a cybersecurity person, what is threats? Or maybe you are telling them, you are giving them analysis, what the black hat hacker can do. And you are now using the word threat. They now ask you, sir, please, can you explain to us better? What do you mean by threat? You are not saying that threat is threat. So as we proceed, anytime I use any of these terms, I expect us to understand what I am communicating. Threats, a situation that could lead to what? A potential what? Breach of security. It's called what? Threat. For example, now, if somebody walks into the bank hall, I'll be doing like this. Look up. You are in the bank hall, you are doing like this. What does that represent to that company? That is a situation. You'll be worried that I don't understand, though. What is this person surveying? Before you see, somebody will approach you. Okay, any problem? Any problem? And the moment you start reacting, what do you mean by any problem? Another set of security personnel will come in, not those ones that can talk to you politely. Another one with a talk through. That one that I used to hold that talk through. That talk through. Now, there is one stick that is called talk through. They will just come and meet you. What do you mean by exploits? Exploits. A pieces of what? Software or technology that takes advantage of what? A bug, glitch, or vulnerability, leading to unauthorized access of what? A system. So if I ask you now, what are the tools the bad guys purchase? Exploit tools. So what do you need to stop them? That is why we're talking about what? The window defender, right? The firewall. So that when they are sending with those two, when they are launching attacks from the outside, the window defender, the antivirus will do what? We detect them and block them. The firewall will deny them access. That's why we are taking our time to learn those things. Because you do not have these tools. They have the tools because they are the ones that want to force themselves in. Why do I need tool to access myself if I have an intention of taking permission? So once you start buying those tools, it means you don't want to legally hack. You want to start forcing yourself in. So what do you mean by vulnerability? Vulnerability means the existence of a software flaw. That is what? Things are not well structured. Things are not in order. Somebody is taking advantage of it. Loopholes. You know that there are some applications. If you have learned software development before, you will understand that before your app starts running, the kind of verification you must have gone through, different tests that app will have been subjected to before people can start using it. For example, now like OPE, they must have subjected it to security tests. They will have checked whether there are security flaws. If not, you and I will be scared. Even until now, some of us are still scared of storing big amount of money in those accounts, right? Because we know that they can, let me not say it before they will say that. Or implementation. What do we mean by target of evaluation? TOE, target of evaluation. A system, program or network that is subject of security analysis or attack. I told us, or maybe I'm still going to echo it here, that there are different careers we can actually carve from this field. The work of some of us will only be performing security analysis. We may not have the skill on how to prevent them, but we have the skill on how to find out if the system is is vulnerable to attack and quickly alert the company. Please, we need to close here, we need to close there, because the hacker can come in here. How do we know? We must have performed we must have evaluated the system. Remote, we must know what remote means. It means the exploit is sent over a network and exploits security vulnerability without any prior access to the vulnerable system. For example, now, these bad guys do not need to come to access your system physically, right? That is from where they are, they launch the attack. That's remotely. And that is the attack that is being experienced most. That remote attack. Local. What do you mean by local? The exploit is delivered directly to the computer system or network, which require prior access to the vulnerable system to increase privileges. An attack occurs when a system is compromised based on a vulnerability. So let's quickly discuss some of the common methods of hacking. So we need to know what are the ways these boys hack. Remember that we are still within the overview. So probably, I'm very sure that the next class will be on the network fundamental, which will span us into setting up the virtual lab before we start the main practical. So one of the ways of hacking is virus / Trojan. A virus within something you download. So see the reason why you need to know all this so that you can advise your relatives, the company you are working for, that they should be careful the way they download things from different sources that have not been verified. We are not saying that so that when next you want to download, or maybe you don't want to download again, that is not expected to scare you. What we are saying here is that you should be aware that these boys, these bad guys, usually what are break into system through what when you download resources coming from them. They must have envelope certain what malicious software, certain exploits. Now you know what exploit is now. In that what resources you are downloading. So that as soon as you download it, the assignment they must have given to that exploit is that what once you get to the system, give out the system IP address. Once you get to the system, turn off what the firewall. Once you get to the system, turn off what the window defender, so that once they launch the attack, nothing is there to what to stop them. You can see the logic. That is the message. They are sending that exploit. And they will go and download the real app that people like downloading, then put that software inside, then re-upload it. Yes?
They told me to turn on firewall.
Hey. As in the, okay, you want to install?
I want to install, but it's recommended I turn it off before I can install that software. But if my firewall is on, I can install the software.
You see, once you, in fact, this is a very good experience we can use to explain this. Now, what is happening is that that software, they know the possibility of the firewall blocking it. So, in other words, there is now an exploit that will tell you to turn off what will give them access. But at the same time, I think I've explained it before in this class. What firewall does is to check, to scan the genuinity of that what software, to check the what the vendor, the location, whether it's a licensed one. If it's a licensed one, the firewall will detect the what the license code and allow you to go in. But what firewall does is that whenever you see a software you are trying to download or a file you are trying to probably open, and you get that kind of error message, it then means that there is suspicion. That software is what is suspicious. Something is hidden. How come the firewall is not able to authenticate it? It's not genuine. That is why I said it before that we engineer at times, because we are buying this crack office, crack window, we will on our own turn off the what? The firewall, so that Microsoft will not see us installing it. Because the firewall will send a message to what? To Microsoft that somebody is trying to install what? Fake software. That is against what? Copyright what? Law. But that crack is to stop, is to make Microsoft not to see your system IP address, so that I cannot block it. Then, because once you have installed it and you turn on the internet and you turn on that firewall, a message will still be sent towards Microsoft. And then you now get a notification that this is bad though. It will still go off or subscribe now or activate. You have so number of days to activate, but you keep using it, keep it on a very good day, you will draw the line. And that day you may not even have access to it. So these are the what? The common method of hacking, phishing. I think we have explained what is phishing before, right? Replicate websites. That's why you see some developer, their work is what? We have criminals that are developers. It's not every web developer you consult, because there are many that are very what? Criminal in nature. They will clone people's websites. We have eavesdropping. What is eavesdropping? Monitoring you without what? Knowing. This one is common, even in this part of the world. If you have ever heard of any kidnapping, that day they kidnap the person is not when they get to know that person. They must have exploited this option for many times. They will have eavesdropped the person. Probably they must have monitored the persons or got the information and know the route takes and all of that. And then when they want to launch the attack, they are precise. So what advice do you think you give to your boss if you have a billionaire that employ you as a security expert to be giving him security advice? What advice will you give to the person? Or even you yourself, do you know that you should be security conscious? Don't start thinking that I don't have car now. I am nobody. I don't think anybody is thinking about me. Somebody can be targeted because of your parents that are wedding. Hope you know that. So you too, you have to be smart. Don't be what? Be available. That is why you see me. You can never. Some days I follow here when I'm going home. Some days I follow here when I'm going home. You not know. Logically, I want to make sure that what? Nobody what? Monitor my way. Some big men, have you ever asked yourself why some big men will have unlimited cars? Not because they want to spend that money. You know the reason. Why our politicians have many cars? It's not because they want to spend the money. It's because of this. Because some guys must have monitored their type of car. So each time they are coming, they know that what is this person. So we even get smaller car, get big car. So the day they are going to a zone that is very truthful, they go with what? The car that they have not used for a while. So these are implementation of what? Security concepts. Water hole attack. Location with what? More traffic. Why in those days in Lagos, there were a lot of what? Pocket picking. When you are, they go to some places where they can easily remove your phone. Where do you think that they normally go? Where there is traffic, right? Market that is very busy. People will now be subconscious. Vehicles that are clustered as in standing. People that want to, maybe the city, the city can be 100 naira. Standing can be 30 naira. Some prefer standing, right? That process we are standing, you are using your body to rob another person. There are some thieves that take advantage of that traffic and go there. So the same thing, they will look for a website that once federal government announced today that what there is 5 million grants that want to be given to what 10 million Nigerians. You will see that what they will target the website where people can be accredited. They will position because there will be traffic there. People can easily fall. They will not go to a website where only one person is accessing a day. That is the meaning of that word, traffic. Still on what? The common method they use. Keylogger.
Did you explain fake wow? Fake wow.
It's fake Wi-Fi now. It's self-explanatory. Fake Wi-Fi to get access to your data. For example, Wi-Fi can be fake. It's part of the practical we are going to do. As the name implies, fake. Fake means what? Somebody was, somebody trying to possess as if it's the real Wi-Fi. Then you will now log in. When you log in, what they are looking for, For example, now, what particular example will I use? Okay, let's say federal government. We know the Wi-Fi name of what? Federal government. Everybody wants to what? Log in there, right? They want to use it. So they will fake it. They will fake it. So you will now be accessing it. But their intention is to steal your data. Because once you access it, they will use it to know your what? Your IP address and some network details about your what? Your device. That is the fake. That is the business of some person. They will just fake people's what? Wi-Fi so that people can access it. So we are still on common what? Method of hacking. We have the DDoSing, which means what? That what? Denial of what? Service. Flooding traffic to crash your system. That's what they do on WhatsApp. They enter group. The next thing you see is what? You see 1 million posts at once. So their intention is to run down that system so that what they can take advantage. So in the process, you click on what you're not supposed to click because the traffic is high. Keylogger, malware that tracks your keyboard or your keypad. For you to know the extent these bad boys has gone. They can send a malicious software to your system as you are punching your password to your email. As you are logging to your email, you know you are entering your password. The sound of the keypad denotes the key you are pressing to them. They capture it. So when you press R, they get the sound. They know the R. The software will decode that, okay, this sound is R, and record it for them. So you can see the reason why people are getting hacked easily. But when you are using all these special character, you know, special character is not just one key, right? You know, you combine maybe shifts and 2 before you get the word, the art. So that will make it difficult for them to know the exact words, sound, and be able to trace it. So that is why if you are looking for a way of securing your password, please combine what? Special character. Bait and switch, fake ad. This one is very common. It is this one that makes Facebook to find it difficult to accredit Nigerians. Try setting up not only Nigeria, it could be from any of this country or any country that they are not sure of their security. You understand? They are not sure of their integrity. There was a time, even if you check now, even TikTok, right? Even TikTok now, if you want to get paid on TikTok, they will recommend a country account that you must have. Otherwise, you just be posting. You won't get paid. All these are what? Trust issue. Trust issue. Because they have identified this country or this region as fraudulent what? People. So they are very careful because they don't want people to be reporting, people that are operating on their platform. They want to also make sure that they secure them. Somebody can run fake Facebook ad. People will now be clicking on the what? The action button, entering a group or landing page. Meanwhile, that landing page, as soon as you land there, they take advantage of your information and scam you. So a lot of things are going on the internet that sometimes when you are aware of all this, over careful will make you not to even be involved in some things. Though it's good, but at the same time, it's also bad. Just that when you are scared that your enemy will pass this place, you close your eye on the very good, the person you need to even pass, you will not even know. Cookie text. Take cookies off your computer to act like it is you. And they use it what? To steal commission. The commission that will have been, allocated to you, they will, change it. You subvert it to their own. So when the company is about to send you that commission, the commission is going to them. So the company will be thinking that you are the real person obtaining the commission. So let's quickly compare the differences. So what exactly is cybersecurity and ethical hacking so that you don't mix them up? Cybersecurity, this is just comparing each of them. Cybersecurity puts simply the art of taking certain measures to ensure that a network and its information is what? Safe. So that is going to be your singular responsibility. While ethical hacking is the art of attempting to break into a network in order to uncover vulnerabilities. So what we are looking for is what? Vulnerability. that may be present so that the bad hacker does not have access. So you are breaking into that system. That's why it's called penetration testing. You are testing. You want to find out whether there are what? Loopholes. The example of implementing cybersecurity include using a firewall, requiring strong password to log into computers, installing antivirus, while on the ethical hacking is even though it is technically hacking, it is legal what? Hacking, and all testing is done according to what previously was agreed upon rules. We are agreed on rules now that you will not practice outside this room. Is it not? Let's start another topic. So what is the difference between what? The two. This one is just to compare them, just to summarize the differences. I don't think you want to write, I think the difference I gave the other time, they are enough for you to. So this is ethical hacking versus what? Penetration testing. So we have to write this one so that each time you are using the words, you know what we are saying. So it is important to know that ethical hacking and penetration testing typically refer to the same word and can be used what? Interchangeably. For ethical hacking and cybersecurity, they are not the same. For ethical hacking and penetration testing, they are what? The same. So if you are talking to somebody who has a kind of perception that once they hear hacking, they are afraid, please don't use hacking. Use what? Just say, just to test whether somebody can penetrate. So they will not be scared. Ethical hackers conduct penetration what? Testing for their what? Clients or employers throughout the course, just for you to know the area we want to focus on. All right, so okay, so we have already discussed this. We have already discussed this, right? Types of what? Ethical what? Hacking. So the only thing is that we are using what? Hats. But here we are using what? White box what? Hacking. Gray box hacking. These are like terms you can use. So let me see. I think the next class we shall be looking at types of, okay, we can even conclude this. I'm going to finish all the one to types of pen testing. So we have internal penetration testing, we have external penetration testing, then we have web application penetration testing.